doing well. Oh shit, this is where chat is. Yeah, this is sick. All right, bet. So pretty much, guys, give a bit of background on myself. I know there's a shit ton of you guys that went ahead and subscribed to the event. I don't know how many people we're gonna get in here. But yeah, probably give it like another minute and then we'll go ahead and get started. Let me see if I know some people. Ricky, I've seen you before. Uh, what's good, guys? Yo, Vo, is this recorded? Someone's recording. Yo. Okay, but honestly, let's just start. There's a shit ton of people in here. But yeah, what's good, guys? My name's Umar. Um, as you guys saw inside like the previous message Vo put out, we've been able to do well over $1 million in a single day. We've done annually like anywhere from 40 to 60 million across all of our clients, respectively. The main thing I do, so one thing that I want to get out of the way is these aren't our own personal brands, right? You have to remember there's no way I'm running like 60 brands by myself. Majority of these 20 to 30 of which were partnered in which with other companies, other people, some of them corporate, some of them like people like, just scaling by themselves, right? So, yeah, the main thing that was notable was $1 million a day. We'll get into that in like shit, probably later on. But yeah, the main thing that I wanted to start off with was just basically getting into how I got into this stuff and then how we started growing into working with brands that are doing roughly like shit 500K a month, then a million, then working with brands that are doing $1 million in a day. But it didn't even start to that point. But aside from that, let's get into it. Shit. Fuck, bro, there's a lot of people in here. And you guys are chatting a bunch. So we'll break it off. This is gonna be about an hour because I gotta get going because I don't know what you guys do on a Sunday. But shit, I got like Salam alaikum. All right, bet. We'll put like the last 15, 20-ish minutes to like questions and shit. Maybe even sooner than that. Can you guys hear me all properly? Someone said it's quiet. Okay, bet. Perfect, yeah. So first part is, and I'll share my screen in a second as well too, and we'll get into that $1 million a day case study. But we basically just want to start going over what it is when it comes to scaling to a ridiculous amount like $1 million a day, even like before that, like 500K days. We've worked with brands that have done that. The types of brands that will get to that point. One thing that I want to differentiate, this is not drop shipping. These won't be drop shipping stores. These are stores that might have started off as drop shipping, but then eventually turned into brands, right? You're not going to get to $1 million a day drop shipping. It's just not possible. You can definitely start the first few months, realize you have a really great brand potential, and then essentially get into that. But first things first, in order for you to get to 100K days, 50K days, even like 10K days, like with you having a specific unique product, right? It could be that, or you could have a unique community. In my personal case, I hate finding unique products. It's like extremely difficult. By the time that you figure out something that works for you, you're going to realize there's like 10 other competitors and it's just not the way you want to go about doing things. But you can have unique marketing. Um, Fucking bro, stop. But yeah, that being said, you need to have really great marketing when it gets into this shit. You can't just be doing the same thing other people are doing. You can't just rip other people's ads and think that you're going to get to crazy scale with that. You can do that, dropshipping respectively, but to build an actual brand, you need to have your own content, you need to have your own marketing, you need to have your own specific channels. What I specifically do, aside from operating two brands with a few partners, is we run and we scale an email marketing agency. And you guys have definitely heard of email marketing in the past. It's a huge thing, of course, but the way we do it is extremely different. We don't just fucking put together emails, send out emails. We have to build a community. So building your community is the greatest fundamental, the greatest thing that you need to absolutely do. Like that's something that absolutely no one talks about. Even Paul right here, like for him to build all this shit, I've known Paul for about a few months. Like in order for him to build this shit, he had to have popped off on YouTube to build this community. You wouldn't have this without him, right? Which I'm extremely grateful for him to obviously be here. and put something together like this shit on a weekly basis. You guys should be extremely grateful as well too. Um, but yeah, nevertheless, diving into community building, how can you do that with your actual business or brand? How can you do that for something that shit you probably started like a month or two ago? How are you going to be able to get all your customers in one place? So starting from that point, say you're starting a majority of you guys in here, I'm assuming you guys are drop shipping, right? Just answer inside the chat. No, I don't do mentorships. Okay, yeah, overwhelming around. How many of you have like an actual brand where it's like you have you focus on one thing, it's not like pump and dump with different things. Just be like brand if you have a brand. Okay, sweet. You could still have a brand and be drop shipping, by the way. The only difference between a brand is that you have actual, your own custom content, your own shit. You're not ripping stuff. That's the main thing that I want to differentiate. You could still be drop shipping and branding. Shit, I posted on Twitter, Loki popped off. It was a funny ass tweet. Brand owners versus drop shippers. I don't know if some of you guys saw that, but shit, let me actually pull it up here. But yeah, there's a good amount of like the both in here, drop shippers as well as people that have brands. Myself, yes, I do have two stores, both of which with partners. The only thing that I own with myself is my agency. I don't have any partners with the agency. That's the main thing that I started with. But since last year, I started brands with all of our top clients. So we have roughly around like 15 to 20 clients. If anyone that I'm cool with, um, now so we'll get into that stuff later on inside like the Q&A and stuff. But I want to get into like a few other things how we could get up to that certain scale. Um, but yeah, instead, main thing is once you actually have a brand, once you have something that's actually going a drop shipping business, something that's actually working, you're not just sitting on your ass like nothing's working around. You want to be able to scale that in a realistic way, right? I've seen people, surf on TikTok, scale through that. That works. People can do it on Facebook. That's a lot more consistent, right? But once you're getting consistent, revenue coming in, say it's like 4K per day, 5K per day, maybe it jumps up and down. It's like consistent. All you want to care for is consistency. Now you want to start transitioning those customers that are coming in, giving you their money every single day into people that are going to come back, which is increasing the LTV. That's the real play that you want. There's brands that like are barely spending any money on acquiring new customers in a month, but they'll still pull off and do $1 million months. And the reason they're doing that is because they have a list of like 300,000 customers that they're sending emails out to, or they're sending texts out to, or they have them. Shit, I've even seen clothing brands, and we work with clothing brands that have their own Discords, and they get all their customers inside a Discord for them to talk to each other. So there's so many different ways for you to build a community. I've seen like a few other brands, like notably, let me go ahead and put it inside. I can share my screen. Hang on 1 second. Like brands that sell weight loss products, women brands, women health brands, different things like that. Those brands, because they're women, right? You can push those people into actual Facebook groups, into groups that they're going to be a lot more native to, right? A 40-year-old mom isn't going to go inside of a Discord. It's just not going to work like that. Same thing goes. They're not going to go inside like an Instagram broadcast channel. So it depends on the type of brand you're scaling, right? Whether it be your main demographic is women, whether it's younger people, older people. Shit, maybe it's you're selling to 65 plus old people, right? I've seen some brands do that as well too. That's extremely difficult for you to get some sort of community built with that. Is it possible? Of course. So the one thing that you may notice, the main thing that everyone has in order for them to purchase, doesn't take a dumbass to realize this, is their email as well as their phone number, right? If you could get both, then you're gold. You're solid. You don't have to worry about anything. If you only end up getting one, that's still completely fine. But if you end up collecting none of them, you know, then you're just wasting your money. You're getting people in for the first time, and then you're not really caring about LTV. So anyone that is, I'd say, sub, 2, 3, 4K per day, don't even worry about that. Get people to start signing up to your list first. After that point, you have other things to worry about. Scale your business, scale your ads, scale everything like that first. Once you get to about, I want to say 20, 25K per month consistently, that's where you want to start giving and paying a little bit more attention to customers signing up onto your list and making sure that they're able to do that. Vo, could you do this? Is there a way for people to ask questions for you to like pin them so I could come back to them after? Because there's some like proper questions people are asking. How do you scale organically? Yeah, we're about to get into that. So let me know if we could do that, Vo. Or honestly, shit. No worries, that's fine. So yeah, getting into the final bits of like building your community. Once you have, uh, you can make blogs to get emails. Yeah, you could do that. Once you have a good amount of emails, like say, or a good amount of revenue coming in every single month, then you guys build them into that email list, get a few thousand people into there. To get people into that list, you could have sign up forms, but it stems from as easily as when someone places an order, you collect their email, right? So say now let's fast forward a little bit over. You guys have, you're doing 50K a month, 100K per month, you're doing stuff consistently. It's been a few months. You guys have like 10,000 customers on your list, right? This is where you can start building some sort of community out. We'll get into organically. We'll get into that in a second. So a lot of the brands that we work with that have scaled organically, they've done a few things around the realm of Instagram Reels. They've done things with TikTok before TikTok used to work, but now, yeah, make it like a bit slower. Yeah, have like a 5 second delay or some shit. Okay, perfect. That's fine. So going back into that, so now that you have a list of customers and you have a good amount of people that are coming in, right? And you have that list built up, you're doing consistent revenue, which is the main thing that you want to get into. You want to now start being able to build that community. Now that can be through Instagram, that can be through TikTok, that can be through other social medias. Let's focus on Instagram for a second, right? You're running ads, everything's doing good. A lot of you know if you have the same say you have an Instagram, you're posting content on that. Say you have a brand on that, you have reels that are going viral, that are blowing up, everything along those lines. Then you're gonna understand you're gonna have a lot cheaper costs when it comes to running your ads, especially if you have a brand. So now this is where organic comes into play. If you have those reels that go viral, a lot of the times people try to push for conversions. They try to push for sales off of those viral reels, which once again isn't a terrible idea, right? But the main issue that you realize is now you're taking a completely new customer, someone that hasn't even purchased from you, someone that doesn't even, you don't even know if they have interest in your product, right? To come go into your funnel, like your stuff, comment, maybe go into your website, the link inside your thing, go onto your website. Now you have to have a really good website. If you have a good website, say they go through it and then they end up purchasing. By that point, I've seen brands that go viral with like one or two reels. They have over like 40, 50,000 sessions in a single day, but they'll have like a 0.2 conversion rate. They'll have like a terrible conversion rate. That's because their main objective was like from not even being a customer to having not even any sort of slight interest in this product. They probably saw a stupid video on it, right? And now you as a brand owner, you're hoping to get this customer to purchase. It just isn't going to work like that. Unless the video is meant for you to purchase that, it's just not going to work, right? Majority of times the stuff that goes viral are like stupid videos. So now what we do differently is when those videos do go viral, we're going to be sending them to a password page, or we're going to be sending them to a lock page. We're going to be sending them to a specific page that their only main objective isn't to purchase, isn't to anything. It's solely to just go ahead and end up purchasing, or sorry, end up subscribing to the email list as well as SMS list, right? That way, say I'm a customer or someone that's interested in the store, I'll come onto your Instagram, I'll click onto your website, and then the only option I have is to just put in your email, right? You can't purchase, you can't do anything. That's where a lot of the times people build massive email lists. All it takes is one viral video, right, for you to get like 20,000 leads, 30,000 leads, right? Versus if you were to spend money on ads to get those same amount of leads, it would cost you, I mean, $1 cost per lead would be insane. So, Luis, you asked why wouldn't you redirect them to the sale? Because it's not going to invoke any sort of curiosity with them. It's not going to invoke any sort of scarcity. So now that we have that list of 30,000 people, say they were to just go ahead and sign up, and we sent them a text or an email to be like, oh, the site's open right there and everything like that. They didn't wait. They didn't see any sort of reason for them to hold off. Clothing brands do that a lot because it's very easy to get viral videos with clothing brands, but it's just as easy to go viral with other products as well too. Shit, we've done this for like home accessory brand. We've done this for like women's beauty brand. We've done this for like a health brand. Like it's definitely possible. Um, so a good criteria for something like that, typically what we do is early access works, but more often than not, we can do $10 off when the site opens, different things like that, or be one of the first 100 people to receive uh, email or access to this particular product. It all comes down to what it is you're selling, right? A lot of times people think this can only be done for clothing, which in reality, it's not only done for clothing. We've done it for so many other brands that are outside of clothing, and people are starting to now realize it, but we've been doing it for like 3 years now. Um, does it make it easier with clothing? Yeah, I'd say so, but you could have just as strong as a community with beauty or any other product that has like a fairly good cult-like following. So, so now that you have a good idea of, okay, cool, I'm a dropshipping brand, or I'm a dropshipping brand owner or a business owner, right? I went ahead and I got to 3 4K per day. Margins aren't the greatest. Margins are probably like 20%, right? Which is still really good, but more often than not it can be less than that, 15%, 10%. Just by like in terms of margin, right? I have a question for a few of you guys. The ones that are doing a good amount in revenue, how much are your margins? 20%, 30%, 15%? Just put like your margins in the chat. 30, 35, that's beefy, that's good. Okay, cool. So I've seen a few people below that, like, okay, 12 depends on ads, 15 to 20. Yeah, more often than not, you'll see around 15 to 20 when starting off. Five, bro, you need to find something else. Don't unsend that message. I saw that. But shit, yeah, you guys get the gist. Like, you need to have 150 organic. Um, 14 to 26. Yeah, like you get it. Like starting off, like it's very difficult to find your footing. Once you find your footing, then you want to try to figure out, okay, shit, what can I get my costs down? What can I do to increase my margins? Like the 5-1 Irish Spring with 5% margins. Oh man. But what can I do to get my costs down? Different things like that. Ideally, till you get to a point where like you get up to 20 to 30. 20 to 30 drop shipping is like pretty good, especially if you're keeping decent scale. Um, but wouldn't it be better if you're at like 50 or 60? Like that would be absolutely amazing, right? A lot of times people post like, and don't get me wrong, a lot of times people post like 100K screenshots. Their margins could be like fucking 5K. It could be terrible, right? So don't be foolish for that stuff. Um, it all depends at the end of the day what you're aiming to do. Sometimes people scale ridiculously at break evens just so they could sell off the business. It all depends, but the way I see it, if you're at that 10 to 20% mark, then you want to definitely start figuring out different ways to increase your profit margins. So now a great way for you to do that is by implementing a community, a list, a way for you to have people that can consistently come back. That way you're not paying for new customers, new people coming into it, right? So say now you're that brand that's doing 100K per month drop shipping, right? You have a 25% margin, you're doing 25K per month. That's good. That's solid, right? How can you now get to say 200K per month at 50% margins? You're effectively just doubling your revenue, but you're also, doubling your margins, which is crazy. Um, no, shit, my bad. Can you guys hear me? Oh shit, my bad. Yeah, I think I accidentally misclicked. I went to go click on chat. um, shit. If you're like, oh shit, he got kicked. No, but say now you're at a brand, you're doing 100K per month, you have 25% margins. That's good. You're doing a lot better than the average person, right? The average person that's doing like 30K a month at 5% margins, they're probably losing money. Or a person that's doing 500K at like break even, they're probably losing money, right? You'd rather be a little bit more consistent and do that. So now that you have a good amount of scale, you want to start increasing your margins, which is definitely possible. Anyone that says, oh shit, you can't have a business that has like 30%, 40% margins, that's scaling. That's absolutely false. You can definitely have that. It just comes down to how you're acquiring your customers. So say, for example, I go ahead and I implement something like this, whether it be a basis of email marketing, organic plus community building, right? I'm still doing 100K per month. Say I'm spending like 40, 50K on ads, which is, fairly, it's probably what it's looking like over the last couple months. You have a really good high margin product, everything like that. How can I now build this community? Say you get a crazy viral video, which isn't, once again, difficult to do. You need to spend some time, actually look into what goes into making videos viral and how you can get good quality customers from that. A video goes viral, it gets a few 100,000 views. That's going to correlate into at least 10, 20,000 store sessions, as long as you have like a good call to action. If you have a form submit rate that's converting at 10 to 15% on a password page, which is, once again, possible to do if you're pushing early access or a really good incentive, uh, then that's going to translate into like 4 or 5,000 contacts just from a mediocre viral video, which is insane. For you to get into an extra 4 or 5,000 contacts in a single day, you would have to spend upwards of $10,000 for you to get those signups, purely with the intent of signing up, right? And you don't even know if those signups are going to end up converting, right? But now, if you have a consistent way of doing this with organic, you have good content that's being pushed out consistently, you're getting 1 or 2 semi-viral videos going per month, then you're actively building your list to like an extra 5 to 10,000 people every single month. And that's not even counting your day-to-day sales, right? Say your day-to-day sales, you're bringing an additional 200 people in, 300 people in. So it's growing every single month as it goes on. And as you do something like that, not only are you growing your list, you need to start doing stuff with that list. You can't just keep on growing it for no reason. So I saw a few questions on, once you have this list, like, what the hell do you do with it, right? Say you have like 10,000 people. Once you have like 10,000 people, what are you going to do with that list? Like, do you just start sending random ass emails out? The subscribe list you link them to is still attached to the product website, correct? So you can create on Shopify. If you guys don't know this, if you go into your themes, you can create a page, right? And on that page, you can just put either through Pagefly, that's what we personally use. Using Pagefly, you can create a sign up page with a form on it. And then you can have that as one of the pages. So when you do something like that, you can basically have that specific link. Say your website's name is, for example, my thing's Nest Marketing, nestmarketing.co/sign up, right? That's a specific page, third-party page that you can have running separately from your actual website. So it doesn't hurt your ads, it doesn't hurt your conversion rate, it doesn't do anything. You have this specific page only with the intent for sign up. You could even run ads with the lead gen objective for you to get these signups. So that's the main thing that you want to do. You want to have a separate page so it doesn't conflict with what's currently going on with the site. Because say, for example, you're doing 2-3K per day, you don't want to lock your site and then put a password on it or blah blah blah. You're not going to be able to have customers check out through that. You need to have a separate page to that. So thanks for asking that question. I'm glad I could clarify that. Klaviyo, use Klaviyo for virtually everything. They're getting a bit expensive, but Klaviyo is by far the best. Like, I've been using it for the past like 4 or 5 years, and it's pretty good. So we might honestly start the Q&A a little bit earlier because I feel like a lot of people have a lot more questions, but that's the base overview of how you want to basically go from being a low level, 20 IQ dropshipping business to a 2000 IQ brand owner, collecting leads, signups, everything like that, building a community. You can do both paid ads, right? You can, like, this is my thing. Don't choose one or the other. That's like stupid. And it comes back to the same conversation of omni-channel, right? Running only Facebook, or should I run only Facebook or Google? Do both. Should I only focus on Snap ads or TikTok ads? Try both. Like, you never know what works. Like, a lot of people shit on a bunch of platforms, say that it doesn't work or this doesn't work or that doesn't work. All of them work. It just depends on what you're trying to do with it, right? If you see one thing's working a little bit more than that, then yeah, scale that. Focus on that. But don't move on to one channel if you haven't even gotten that previous channel correctly down. I see a lot of people, let me run TikTok ads, Facebook ads, email marketing, Google ads, Pinterest ads, like all these different things at once. And then they're like, oh shit, like, I'm burning money and none of this is working. Yeah, that's because they don't end up focusing on one, getting one to start working before they move on to the next. So it all depends. At the end of the day, it comes down to what you're aiming to do. Um, let's start to get into some questions because we're nearing like 30-minute mark, and I feel like there's a fuck ton of questions you guys have. Um, what's my story? I started about four and a half, I think 5 years ago now, almost. I started back in around like 2019, 2020. Initially, I started with drop shipping, saw minor success. My brother, he also, he's a crazy brand owner. He's just like Paul and Isaac, bro. Me and him are tapped in, but he's a lot more low key. But from that point onwards, I didn't have a whole lot of money. I got into the agency game because I had a few people that needed emails done. I used to do stuff as a freelancer, and then I realized, yo, this drop stuff really works. I'm able to do million, 500K days, $1 million days. If you guys go on my Twitter, I'll put it in chat after and go through like a lot of my old case studies and tweets. I was like, we were doing $1 million days 2 years ago before it was even like a crazy thing. Like I have screenshots on the old dashboard. We're still doing that shit now on different brands, so it definitely works. But yeah, that's basically it. And since then, we've just been scaling our agency as well as once we have about like 6 to 8 months doing really good with a certain type of partner, we usually launch a new brand with that partner, and we handle everything to do with the back end, and they handle everything to do with the front end. Okay, all of these like the yellowish color like questions and stuff, right? These are all like pinned, I'm assuming, or anyways, we'll get into the next stuff. What's your strategy for finding unique products? Shit, like Reels has been really good, right? If you find videos that are popping off and going viral, like I saw one, it's probably the stupidest product ever, but it was this cat bag. It was literally like a cat a duffel bag that was in like a cat. I don't know if you've seen it, but the engagement they're getting from it is absolutely ridiculous, and there's girls that will buy that shit. So that's like a very stupid brand that you could end up starting. Is it fundamentally good? Like, is there any reason someone should buy that product? No. But are you gonna make a shit ton of money from it? Absolutely. Yes, you will. Um, but I've seen one of those types of brands crushing it. What do you use for SMS? We also use Klaviyo. Attentive, sometimes we used to use Attentive a lot, but they did some scummy shit where they lock you into a year-long contract. So that's why I like Klaviyo. How much ad spend on average before you kill a product? Um, like it depends how profit. Like I've seen people test with like $200 to $500, right? I'll tell you this much, it's not gonna be like $50. You're not gonna test with $50 and be like, oh shit, this isn't worth it. You need to spend a good amount when it comes to testing. How would you recommend to scale organically? I said it earlier, but launch a new Reels page, get like hire a girl or try to find a girl that have her run that shit, and have her find different trendy sounds, different trendy things like that to get a bunch of people to pop off on reels. Either have her do the reels showing off the product, or do it yourself, but typically we found girls to do a lot more. What tips would you give to make organic vids go viral? um, there's no like we never like have any specific thing to make videos go viral. We just follow trends. It's just the basic basis of following trends. So like, one of like for example that $1 million day that we did, like one of the trends that we followed was like the whole girl math shit that was happening. And that brand in particular, they're a home decor brand. So like they had one video that went absolutely viral, and we got like I think almost 40K signups from that, which is insane. So following proper trends. How to find a reliable agency? Twitter. Twitter is a really great way for you to find a lot of things, and more importantly, you'll get called out on Twitter really great if you're a scumbag. So I've been around since like shit, like the last 3 4 years on Twitter, and I haven't gotten called out. Some people have tried. Some people have like stole my shit and try to play it off as their own. But Twitter's a great place for you to find reliable agencies because there's a lot of people that vouch for others. And yeah, more often than not, like that's the best place for you to find someone like that. Even Instagram sometimes, but like Instagram can be filled with a lot of shit. So Twitter's basically really good. How to set up a sign up on a website. If you go, so I mentioned it earlier, create a page, go on Pagefly, download Pagefly first, create that page. The sign up form should be through Klaviyo. That's what we particularly use. Have an embedded page created on Klaviyo. Take that code, put it onto Pagefly as a HTML liquid. And then, have a timer above that. You can have a timer done through Pagefly, and then, save the page and then have that unique page, so and share that whenever you put it on a Instagram page. You could run ads to it as well too. That works as well. Um, How should I convert? After going viral, I did $700 with 1 million views. Yeah, so that's a very common thing. That's because you're going from basically wanting to get all those views. And that also depends. Were those TikTok views or were those Instagram views? Because very different quality right there. TikTok, we don't even touch TikTok anymore. That used to be a really good thing, not anymore. Reels does work really well for quality. But $1 million views and $700. I mean, shit. Your main objective right there was probably to get the sale, and the video itself was probably like some like corny trend that had nothing to do with the product and had no sort of thing. It didn't show anything cool about the product, any fundamentals of the product. It was probably just like something that went viral because it was funny, right? So you want to make sure that you're making good content that can go viral, but is also showing the fundamentals of the product. Clavia on everything, yeah. Typical Twitch chat. Basically, bro, I'm trying to keep up with this shit. Are you talking about affiliation or VIP sale member sales? If you could clarify that question a bit more, I think I know what you're talking about. But can you talk more about the $1 million a day? Was that made for you or what, or the clients? So all of our clients that we do drops for or launches for, we have a rev share agreement with. So, they were doing about 80K days, right? They were doing 80K. Their peak was in November of last year. They did about 140K at peak, right? And the way they would do it is they would just go ahead and send out an email to their customers and be like, hey, we launched a new collection. They'd also do a text, we launched a new collection, this is going on. They're already doing great. Once again, they're doing like 140K days. They're also spending ads on their stuff. At profit, they're probably doing around 30%, 40% actually, if even. I think on like the 140K, it was really good profit margins, but on their average 80K drops, 100K drops, they were doing about like 25-30% margins, right? That's because they were still spending on their ads. They were still trying to get sales when they did their launches. So now what we went ahead and did is we said, hey, listen, you guys have this major collection going up. You have about 180,000 contacts on your list. This is what we'll do. We're going to lock the site. They were pissed. Like, they were extremely pissed because they're like, listen, we're making consistent money every single day. We're doing about like 20K per day. We don't want to get rid of that. If we shut down for even like 10 days, right, we're going to be out like close to $200,000 in revenue, right? Which would be around like 50, 60,000 in profit. I was like, yes, I understand, but would you rather have, 60K or 60K in a week profit, or would you rather have, 200, 300K in a day? We were only really expecting to do about maybe 500, 600K in that day. But what ended up happening was obviously 1 million, because what we did within that week while their store was closed, this is where their website was locked, everything like that was locked. We were sending out emails to the customers, that 180K list, that 60,000 of them recently came in within the past month because of that viral strategy. And what we were saying is, hey, we have a crazy new collection. There's only going to be 1,000, or I believe we said there's only going to be like 4,000, 5,000 available. In reality, there was about 10,000. Right? So we undershot it. We only really wanted to sell about 4,000 on release day, and then the rest would be threads. But we ended up selling out all of it, all 10,000 units on release day. So that happened, and leading up to it, we were sending out emails every other day, and then finally an email 24 hours before, and then finally an email on launch day. And yeah, that email on launch day was absolutely ridiculous. I think one of the emails generated about like 500K in a single day. Their profit margins were about like 54%. They were extremely happy, and we were actually very happy as well too, because we got paid a pretty penny from that as well too. We have like really decent rev shares with them. And yeah, ultimately we were able to do that for them, and now that's going to be the strategy moving forward for them. And that's how you could basically change the trajectory of your entire business. Um, yeah, I know there's a fuck ton of questions. Let me go back to it. But yeah, that's basically the story behind the $1 million day. If you guys go onto my Twitter as well too, I have to pin it. Let me go ahead and pin it real quick so it's easier for you guys to see it. Or honestly, let me just send it in chat so you guys can go through the entire case study yourselves. Uh, There, I just put it in chat. You guys can obviously save that, go through that. Okay, back to the questions. or really, so I should have two Reels pages because one of them has 21K followers. So do you think I should focus on that account or make more, like you said? Right now, like Instagram's in a really weird position where like, it's rewarding new accounts. So I mean, I wouldn't say necessarily ditch the account with 21K followers. I think you could definitely grow that a bit more. But I wouldn't be opposed to you going ahead and obviously creating a new Instagram, similar branding, similar everything. But the thing is, don't repost the same videos. You want to re-edit the videos and put it up into that. You want to use like something to clean off the metadata on it. There's some tools out there. If you just search out, remove metadata from videos, then you're going to be able to upload that. We still do that, but I don't know if that has any effects to do with like Instagram figuring out, oh shit, this is the same video that another account posted. Let's negatively favor this. So you need to obviously try it out and see what makes the most sense. Um, how to do organic properly, answer that. Uh, get a girl, start a new account, show fundamentals of the product that people would actually want to purchase, and have them go to a sign up intent. If you make a TikTok video and use a watermark remover on the video, and post it on Insta, does it lower views or something? Once again, scrape the metadata from it. A lot of times people don't think to do that. So if you're ripping videos, just scrape the metadata from it. But once again, they have, I think now anyways, they have a AI software to match videos. So what I would do is I would re-edit the clips or add in one of my own clips at the start so the hook is different. So you could use that video. Don't just rip videos. That's the number one reason why people are being able to be successful with their signups. Um, I have impression for months that you were talking about VIP members, basically. Oh, this was the follow-up question. I had the impression for a moment that you're talking about sales for VIP members, basically customers who have signed up for a private sale made by us. I may have misunderstood. I mean, yeah, you could do that as well too, but honestly, you could do that when your site's open. You don't have to close down your site for that. It's not anything crazy. But yeah, that works as well too. But like VIP sales, just doesn't push scarcity anymore. People don't give a shit about like discounts and stuff. They just want it immediately, right? Uh, was this a clothing brand for the $1 million day? No. We did do a $1 million day back in 22. That was for a clothing brand. But this one was a home decor brand. Um, with drop shipping, which supplier do you recommend? AliExpress or Alibaba? It's a crazy bot question, bro. Either or, it doesn't matter. Just find a good supplier. Try both. No, I'm joking. There's no such thing as a bot question. Um, do I do organic like every creator, like an AI voiceover? AI voiceovers do work. AI voiceovers work really good for supplement companies. We've been doing that recently. For like, ashwagandha companies, brands that sell that type of shit, and people that talk about like boosting your testosterone and stuff. But to an extent, you want to make sure that the product that you're actually selling is good. We don't do any black hat stuff. That's where you could very easily thing. The scraping metadata actually do anything? Yes, it does. Anyone that says it doesn't, it definitely does. How much rev to work with your agency? We usually have a threshold of around like 25, 30K, but it has to be consistent, right? Because we've taken brands that are doing 25K, 30K per month, at like say 30% margins to, upwards of 50, 60, even upwards of 100K. It's a lot. It's a lot more than just, sending out emails and stuff. It's more so like restructuring, consulting. If they have, say, their Facebook ads down, their Google down, they majority of times don't have it down because if you're only doing 25K a day, then you don't have a lot of things going on. Or sorry, 25K months, then you don't have a whole lot going on. Um, I have 300 million views. I just need more sauce with organic. Um, Broad question, but yeah, bro, I'd say for something like that, just go ahead and start pushing to sign up pages rather than that, and then doing product launches. With the new store/brand, do you start by choosing target demo or product itself? Target demo is definitely a lot easier to work with, especially because I know, for example, women are a lot more susceptible to purchase stupid shit, right? So if I know that, then I'm going to find other products that I'm going to be able to sell to them and for them to purchase, right? Is this a winner? Absolutely, bro. J's for chickens. Um, how would you incentivize users to sign up to your email list for a product? Should you use a discount? Yeah, I mean, Early access is probably the best thing. What we usually do now, this is like straight sauce. So 6 months minimum of 30K. I'll answer that in a second. Um, what we've actually done, and this is what we are actively doing, is like $10 off, plus early access. So if you sign up for you get both early access and $10 off, within early access. So that's what we've been doing, and that's working really great. We've been converting at, I want to say like 12%, even upwards of like 15%. Just depends on the brand, and that works. 6 months minimum. I'd probably say like 3 months minimum. That's enough consistency. It just has to be consistent. That's the main thing. When doing organic, should you stop testing a product? When doing organic, when should you stop testing a product and move on? That's a good question. I don't like, because I'm a firm believer with like, if the videos you put out are shit, then that's probably the main reason as to why. Like, I've seen people take, for example, on the basis of that cap product, that product is stupid. Like, if you ran ads to that, it would probably do terrible, but it does crazy viral on organic because it works, right? So I think when you should stop is when you probably put out 30 to 60 videos and none of them have hit. And they're all unique videos, they're all like proper videos, and none of them have hit. And they're all like pertaining to a particular product. So yeah, you don't give up easily because it all comes down to what's trending. I got hold by the video how to make lower CPMs, get viral content, and then use that same content as ads. That's the best way. Better creatives, exactly right. You can. A lot of people don't know this. If you just go ahead and test your creatives before running ads to them on IG Reels, on different things, if those pop off, and then now you go ahead and run ads to those, they're gonna have significantly lower costs. You see major companies like billion-dollar companies do that all the time. Uh, do product launches work with every product? Yeah, man. Honestly, I've yet to find products that it doesn't work with. We've even done it for like a printer company, so like it works, and they're selling like $2,000 printers. What strategies or methods do you use to find a winning product? I think I answered that, but just follow trends and see which videos are going viral. How can you think of new hooks 3 to 5 a day? I mean, just sit there for like, or this is where you could have like an intern or someone. This is why it's always good to have partners as well too. But like, sit there. If you're a young guy, bro, you go through Instagram, go through TikTok, find trends that are actively working, and see how you could use that for an advantage. Um, VIP sell would be better for brands that are truly impregnated. What the fuck? Oh my god. I think I'm retarded. 1 second. So VIP sales would be better for brands that are truly integrated, have a certainly yes, correct. So VIP sales are good for, you have a huge community already. They know what it's like. That's definitely going to be the case. Can you talk more about community building part? Yes. So your brand, you have your customers on this list, rather than just sending them emails on like, hey, 50% off today, use this discount code, which you'll see all the time. We don't push any like discounts like that inside our campaigns at all. We do educational based campaigns, we do educational things. We have newsletters, so when people are signing up, they're actually getting value rather than just signing up. Say you're a company that sells like, I don't know, woman period cramp product or something like that, right? Don't just talk about get this for 20% off today, blah blah blah, this helps with this and this. Talk about, as women, you should be eating this on your menstrual cycle, you should be doing this, doing that, different things like that. And then from there, try to get them into a community that could be, for example, on that same basis, if it's a women's brand talking about period and stuff, get a woman admin, push them into a Facebook group, right? Get like 500 people into it. Say you have a list of 20,000 people, you could get 500 people into them easily. They're speaking with each other, they're conversing. So now when you put out a new product, right, those first 500 people are going to be the first customers to support that because they love your brand. um I lost it. Ricky, you asked that. Okay, sweet. um Live in Me, did I skip you? I got shit, my bad. I got 5 million views on a reel yesterday. Sorry, Live in Me. I didn't see that. On a relationship niche, how to sell something. So relationship niche is crazy, right? You can get signups for that. You can push, like, I don't know what it is. It would have to be something specific. Like, I've seen like digital products do really good inside a relationship niche. I've seen like books, ebooks, different things like that. So it all depends with that. For that, I think a sign up form would be good, but also having some sort of content going over like what the actual product is, that's going to be the best possible scenario. If you want to shoot me like, by the way, guys, if you have very specific scenarios, just shoot me a message either on Instagram or Twitter, and I'll try to see if I could help out. Like weekends, I'm basically wide open, so if there is some sort of way for us to work or for me to help you out, then I'm more than happy to. Um, what exactly do you mean by early access? How do you grant certain people access to a collection first? Yeah, so very simple for something like that. When it's early access, you would just send them. There's one or two ways of doing it. You lock the site like 20 minutes before or 30 minutes before entirely, and then send that link and then give them the password, right? And then they just get into it with the password. Or you send them a unique page link, right? That can only access that collection if they have that link. Can we get people on stage? Shit, yeah. I mean, do we usually do that? Would that be more easier? I feel like that would be like less easier. It's easier to just go ahead and ask questions. Um, let's see how to deal with Shopify holds. Get a private processor. With a lot of our brands that we work with, they have private processors. As long as you're not doing anything black hat, I can go ahead and get you set up with. But it's a requirement. Like I need to know that you're not doing anything black hat. Just because I don't want to refer you to my guys and then they're like, yeah, what the hell, Omar? So for a new page, I was curious, I should escape the metadata and change for like the first 3 seconds hook. Yeah, I think that should be good. Probably re-edit your videos as well, Matthew. So you could use the entirely same thing, the same videos and just re-edit them. Uh, any niche works. It could be beauty, clothing, for password stuff. It doesn't have to be one specific one. Surely early access is for certain products doesn't make sense. Any recent viral dropshipping products? The fucking cat bag, bro. The bag. If you guys popped off and went viral with that, then that would work as well too. The cat bag. Sign up. Do we only have like 100 available? Blah blah blah. I've seen people do it with like Van Cleef's, but Van Cleef's went black hat as well too. It's definitely possible with like woman related stuff for sure. Um, men related stuff as well too, but it needs to be like as a man, yeah, like older men, like they're gonna be a lot more conscious of their purchase unless they're selling like dick pills or something, you know? Yo, what's good, Isaac? Um, Isaac's been cooking, bro. He's in China. Is retention what mostly makes a vid go viral? I'd say the hook would be it. The hook and then the few seconds following after the hook. But yeah, you want to make sure that they stay retained into watching a good chunk of the video. Um, Isaac, when are you coming back, bro? Let's go get some dim sum. Can you get can you give advice on making ads? Probably not. That's too generic of a question. I need to understand your situation a bit more. What's the major thing you see brands not utilizing or doing right other than emails? Shit, that's a good question. Going omni, so I spoke about it earlier. Going omni-channel before they're able to even get one marketing channel down correctly, right? So you see a lot of brands doing that a lot. If you're not scaled up on Meta, there's no reason for you to be scaling on other things. If you think that there's an issue with Meta, oh, it's not working for me, it'll work for your competitors. So you just need to figure that out. So, aside from emails, just making sure that they're doing things consistently. Uh, what the hell? I just went ahead and like updated everything. One second, I'm scrolling back down. Yeah, Black Hat can be like fake products that you're claiming that do certain things. Say I'm selling this supplement that cures cancer. Obviously, it doesn't cure cancer. Please hook me up. I got to get out of hold. Shoot me a message and I'll see what I can do. But like they're a very legit company, like Bankcard USA. I have a direct connect with them, and it just everything needs to line up, and there's a bunch of things that they go through as well too. Um, is sometimes the price too expensive for a product? Well, yeah, you have to make sure that you're pricing your things. Um, yeah, I did. You want to make sure that you're pricing things fairly accurate to the demographic you're selling to. You don't want to be selling, something to 16-year-old kids and it's selling for like $200, they're not gonna buy it. Did I see dick pills? I don't think so, bro. Maybe. Nah, I just left my brother's dorm. Meow bag store. Yeah, so the meow bag store, bro. That's the fucking cat bag store. That's just been going crazy viral. Um,
Yo,
yo,
yeah, I don't know why I have been put up on stage.
I don't know either. I think I accidentally selected you, my bad, bro. But shit, I mean that's pretty much it. Like, if you guys have any other final questions, feel free to ask them now. Um, like you could go ahead and ping me later on after, but yes, but they will still keep a reserve. They will give it faster than I mean, Shopify is daily payouts, but with these guys, they're also daily payouts. But they if they have any sus reasoning behind like you guys are getting chargebacks, blah blah blah, then they might increase your reserves. You could always pull the reserves out. You just won't be able to process with them. But yeah, I mean, it's just like how a lot of other ones are. Um, what makes most dropshippers fail compared to the winners? Not staying consistent, just giving up too early, like spending like 20 bucks, $30 a day, and then being like, oh shit, this doesn't work. I'm getting like like low cost. I'm inside like a few Discord chats, and some people they're like they spent $8, and they're like, oh shit, I don't think this isn't gonna be a winner. Like, bro, you spent less than $10. You spent like a McDonald's meal. No way. What do you mean by omni-channel? Basically, like running Facebook, TikTok, in like different channels at the same time. You know, you don't want to be screwing up on all of them. You want to get one down and then go ahead. Yeah, multi-platform. Um, what about transaction fees? Is it lower? No, it's not going to be lower. It'll be about the same. That's how these companies make money. How much do you spend at least when testing? I mentioned this earlier, like 200 to 500, but then again, like probably a lot more as well too. We search for demographics. We don't really search by product because we know, okay, here's the target demographic. What products are going to work for this? So say it's women 20 to 30. It could be period products. It could be beauty products. It could be different things like that. No, I'm not currently in Dubai at the moment. I'm in Toronto right now. 2 to 500 per day. I think that's gonna be that's a lot more now. 2 to 500 to test to see like if this is even worth continuing, right? Even more so on the higher end, like probably like 500. Because say you go out and spend like 300 bucks and like that's not even giving you any sort of say it's giving you a shit ROAS, then it's not even worth it. And you have good content as well too. How'd you get your CVR up on clothing stores? I wasn't here for the beginning and call, so I don't know if you run organic or paid. Run both organic or paid. Conversion rate, you'll have a lot higher conversion rate when you do launches. Because say for example, you have 10,000 people that are interested in that new launch, that new product, whatever it is they're putting out. I guarantee you're gonna have like a 5 to 10% conversion rate of people actually ending up in purchasing. Because if they have the intent to just go ahead and sign up for that product, then you're going to able to get a lot more vetted people that are interested in it. Can you give us good email designs that convert? Honestly, you just need to have if you sign up to a bunch of major brands, like there's things like really good emails that we used to use, but now like the only thing that really matters is just having good call to actions and good content within your emails. Um, our CPR is 8% on launches, but 0.64 on normal days. Yeah, so that's the issue, you know. So now you need to, when you do run on normal days, shoot me a message after. I'll see what I could help out with that. But when you run on normal days, try to have like a really good offer on the front end, whether it be like buy one get one 50% off. You might have a share offer on the front end. That's why it's not doing as good. Um, another Toronto man thought I'd be the only one here. Yeah, shout out Scarborough. How much money when starting off, and what free courses do you recommend to learn? Bro, Paul's cooking, bro. He's cooking, man. So just wait around for that. And starting off, like, just it's not more so about money. Like, I mean, if you don't have a lot of money and stuff, just take the risk, right? Like, find out something that's gonna be the safest option. Like, I say this a lot. Like, when you don't have a lot more money, you don't have a lot of options. So then, theoretically, it should be a lot harder to get scammed, right? Because you don't have a lot of money to give. So you want to be a little bit more cautious. So don't just throw money at shit. That's not gonna work. Is 0.64 normal? No, that's pretty low. What do you think of the min budget to start with organic? Uh, you don't really like your only budget for organic is gonna be like hiring like video editors maybe, you know? So that doesn't cost a whole lot. Less than $1,000 will get you a lot. Um, I thought it was around 1.5 to 5. I don't know. I don't think that was a question. Should I have one email that gathers lots of customers so I can keep them updated, or do I gather them on product email? Don't know what you mean by that question. You gather them through signups. Um, do you put the offer in the video or in the ad text? We typically put the offer, if you're talking about like the early access stuff, we put that in the ad text, and we also put it near the end of the video. Um, Isaac, if you want, shoot me a message after, because if your issue is just the conversion rate, it might be a problem with the offer. But we'll take a look. Is it worth paying $1,000 for a dropshipping course? For a course? No. I don't think you should be paying that much for a course. If the course comes with something else, then yeah, that should be good. Jordan Bone course free. Yeah, he does have a good course. Um, when should a person get an LLC? I'm Canadian. I got my LLC like 2 years ago. But I mean, yeah, you don't really need to. Once you start making decent money, uh, then obviously get a corporation. But yeah, I think for the most part, that's pretty much it. I mean, just to recap, I got about like 5-ish more minutes. Just to recap, the main thing that's going to lead you to obviously getting crazy high revenue days, insane days, ways for you to obviously like scale with high profit margins as well too, and more importantly, do less work. Because like, bro, if you're in the trenches, if you're in the ad account every single day, if you're doing working on your business every single day just so you could like make some decent money, that's not really a business, you know. You're just a high paid employee. So I think at the end of the day, just set up your things to get to a certain point. Hiring agencies is definitely the move. I work with companies that are doing 9 figures annually, right? And these guys, they hire agencies because they don't know what the fuck they're doing, right? And if you think you're smarter than 9 figure companies, then you have a heck of a lot to come and understand, right? But at the end of the day, don't do something starting off. Learn everything. Be an operator starting off. Do everything yourself starting off, so you know that you can go ahead and outsource things to other people, and you know you can be taken advantage of when you do outsource these things. Because I've seen a lot of times where people will just throw money at agencies thinking that they're going to be doing a bunch of shit. I'm saying this from a person that runs an agency, you know? We don't work like, I can easily, bro, if I wanted to this week, I could close like 10 people that are in my DMs that have a ready budget to spend like 2 3K whatever it is and stuff, and then the month after that they're gonna get no value because we don't have any contacts to work with, any data for us to work with. But shit, I got paid, I don't care about them. You know, you don't want to be working with people like that. That's why, like, when you don't have a lot of money to invest into agencies, into your ads, into your different things, look for different loopholes, different ways for you to do that. Organic is a crazy loophole. You know, you can get, you can make, I've seen people make millions of dollars off of organic, and they started from nothing, right? So organic works, and then eventually turn organic into paid, or start with paid, then use organic. Like, just spend at least like 6 to 8 hours per day obsessing over this shit for 6 months, and I guarantee you, you guys are going to be at a crazy different level. And when you do that, I'd love for you guys to hit me up and, you know, tell me that you guys did that, because I always love seeing people reach out to me and say, yo, bro, I took your advice and that shit worked. Um, but yeah, shit, that's pretty much it. Um, I'm just going to go over my socials. If you guys want to hit me up, it's at UMZRS on Twitter, as well as at UMZRS on Instagram. I'm a lot more active in DMs on Instagram, to be honest. Twitter, I do a lot of auto DMs and giving out shit. So, um, obviously, like, if you hit me up on Twitter, it's gonna be a lot more difficult for me to reach out. And yeah, aside from that, that's pretty much it, guys. I'm just gonna shoot this inside the chat right here. If you guys need anything else from me, I am somewhat active on Twitter as well, or sorry, on Discord as well too. So try to shoot me a message there. But for the most part, my Instagram and Twitter is gonna be the best place. All right, so you guys take it easy. Hope you guys have an amazing Sunday and enjoy it. Peace out.